Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. Do not miss our post-game show tonight after the Denver Golden State game. If you're on the East Coast or somewhere else in the world that's going to keep you up late, so what? Go to work tired on Monday. Okay, let's get to the amazing fourth quarter heroics that Nate Robinson displayed. My parents were at this game and I almost disowned them when they told me they left the game with 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. However, when I went back and watched the game, I could kind of see where they were coming from. The Bulls were down by about 12 deep in that fourth quarter, and when CJ Watson had that wide open dunk that would have put him up by 16, that would have been it, and I would have gotten it. Sure, let's get in the car, beat traffic, get home. However, what we witnessed was one of the most amazing performances we've seen since Michael Jordan put on number 23 for the Bulls. And clearly the biggest issue the Nets have is the screen and roll when Joakim Noah sets it for Nate Robinson. With 8:30 to go in the game, the Bulls run their bread and butter screen and roll with a double pin down for Nate on the weak side. The Nets do a good job containing, and Reggie Evans comes up on the screen and Nate bricks this pull-up badly. There was no indication that Nate would get hot until this baseline out of bounds play. Normally the ball goes to Heinrich and Nate would get a pin down from Muhammad in the corner. The Bulls add a wrinkle, giving Nate the option of using the pin down from Taj Gibson in the lane. Watch how CJ Watson moves towards the corner. Nate gets a huge head start and gets an opening on a 20-footer, splash. While the saying is, let sleeping dogs lie, this Gerald Wallace crushing screen definitely woke up the Nate dog. This was supposed to be an ISO post-up for Boozer on the right side. Nate's pass gets tipped and somehow this becomes a great play for Nate as Taj hands the ball off and Boozer happens to be there for a second ball screen. This confused Reggie Evans, who's out of position. Watch Blatch just stand around and watch. While we can't really see a double pin down for Nate, he hits an open, albeit tough catch and shoot three off the move. Now he's heating up. The Bulls got a lot of great looks from their out of bounds plays, and too many coaches overlook their value. A simple down screen then ball screen for Noah is contained well by the Nets, but the Bulls were intent on picking on Lopez's defense in the pick and roll. He sags way too low and Nate hits the shot in his face. Darren Williams did his part to keep the lead for the Nets. Watch Jimmy Butler unwisely go under the ball screen and he splashes this three. And on this Heinrich block shot, it appeared the Bulls were finished, especially when Boozer hilariously stops guarding the ball, running and screaming the wrong way. In fairness to him, he was trying to foul Reggie Evans, but you can't let the guy dunk it like this. But this was the play that changed everything. Up 14 with 3:20 to go, Nate tries to split the double team and kicks the ball to D. Will. A simple dunk by CJ Watson and the Bulls lose this game for sure. Instead, he doesn't get high enough and the Bulls ingeniously foul Reggie Evans immediately as a hack and Evans strategy. Two missed free throws later and a simple out of bounds play involving Lopez again on the screen and roll with Nate. Watson foolishly reaches, Lopez is not nearly high enough to contest, and Nate is now in big head mode. Again, Bulls run pick and roll with Lopez's man. This time he gets high enough, but Nate just goes right by him for a tough layup. While Evans isn't in the game, the Nets have another awful free throw shooter out there, so the Bulls hack a Gerald. Two more missed free throws and a simple pin down with Noah. Look how far Lopez is from Nate. Terrible position, open free throw line jumper. The Bulls defend this screen and roll with ice, so Lopez slips the screen to receive the pass. Watch Gerald Wallace on the weak side grab Dang's arm to keep him from rotating. This is exactly like the Perkins play in the OKC Houston series, but this time the refs rightfully call it. On this play, the Bulls screen Nate with Noah on the weak side, trying to get Lopez out of position again. Darren Williams gets way too close on the three-point shot, and while it was a questionable call, he should never have been this close to the shooter. D. Will doesn't help the cause by getting into the lane and missing this shot. If you go to the hoop in this situation, you had better finish like a man because the refs won't call it. Yet another screen and roll with Noah and Nate. Watson allows Nate to use the screen, and Lopez is no match to guard the smaller and quicker Robinson. Even if Nate misses this shot, Noah is right there for the putback. In perhaps a greater play than any of his shots, Nate forces a 5-second violation. That said, what kind of out of bounds play were the Nets running? No other action for the other three players who are standing 60 feet from the ball. The Nets finally try to adjust against the Noah-Nate screen and roll. Watch how they leave Evans up there to hedge when his man Boozer clears out. However, watch how Noah is able to take out Evans and Deron Williams with one screen. Now it's a 3-on-1 versus Lopez, easy layup by Boozer. After 2 free throws by Lopez give the Nets the 2-point lead, the Bulls run a ballsy play to get him the 3-point shot. This flare pass is risky to begin with, but Boozer backscreens Dang's man to get him open for the shot. Most teams would have gone for the easy 2, but I want you to watch what Lopez does on the weak side as the ball is shot. He actually slides behind Noah to practically let him get the offensive rebound and putback. What the heck? Skipping to overtime, the Bulls continue to hammer away at the Noah-Nate screen and roll, and let's face it, Lopez simply can't handle this. And on this play, they contain it better, but on the second ball screen, D-Will lets Nate use the screen towards the middle. There's no help on Noah, and Joe Johnson does not do his job by sliding down on Taj Gibson. Great offense, bad defense. Johnson makes up for it on this play. Watch how Dang is desperately trying to prevent middle penetration and does a good job until Wallace gets a little higher up on the floor and uses the between the legs dribble to get into the lane, hitting a tough shot. In Nate's last bit of heroics, he clears out everyone to attack D-Will and hits this ridiculous shot. I mean, a one-footed runner off the glass from 19? Really? PJ Carlesimo makes up for his end of regulation rather blah play by setting a weak side pin down for Joe Johnson towards the ball. Problem is, Butler is on the wrong side and too close to him to start. With that much space on the catch, Taj should be running at Johnson. Why would he care if Gerald Wallace shoots a long, rushed jumper? Instead, Johnson turns the corner and hits his own runner to tie the game, double OT. So there you have it, sports fans. A real problem for the Nets is Brook Lopez being involved in the pick and roll defense. However, will Nate Robinson hit the mid-range and long-range shots he did in this game? That's a real question mark and he's very streaky. But if he starts to hit those, the Nets are in trouble. And the other thing is if Dang keeps hitting his outside shot like he's been, that's over, it's finished. There's no way the Nets are winning the series onto the Bulls Heat, which should promise to be pretty exciting as well. So thanks for joining us. Don't miss our post-game show after the Golden State Denver Nuggets game tonight. It will be great. Stay up late and join us. And don't forget, at B-Ball Breakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?